Ricochet, he is now officially a free agent. Fightful Select reporting that at the stroke of midnight, as it became July 1st, he is now officially a free agent with his WWE contract expiring. And the site confirms that Ricochet's deal with the company expired, and the company has now moved him to their alumni section as of June the 30th. Sources within both WWE and AEW expect Ricochet to join All Elite Wrestling. As Fightful Select reported on Sunday, despite the speculation, Ricochet wasn't planned to face Will Ospreay at All In, at least as of recent weeks. So now it's the waiting game of where and when he is going to be popping up, but he is contractually free. And as well, does the alumni section also become the storyline in memoriam or in memorial of Ricochet? Like in story, has he expired? Like what has happened to his character on TV?
He got so
He's
hurt.
just gone away to a faraway place.
Well, clearly, they beat him up so bad he didn't want to come back. I mean, I don't know if you'll get any sort of explanation.
This is like that. Pamela Ewing going in after the car wreck.
It's exactly, I think, what they're
87.
going for. Yeah, very exciting. I think at this point, he's the type of free agent that is receiving a lot more buzz than your typical, releases or contract expirations, coming out of the WWE. And as somebody who is, I think, widely considered to be a very underutilized in-ring performer, seems like a perfect fit to come in for a big main event level role in AEW. The continued speculation of like when that Will Ospreay match will take place, I don't think it matters. I don't think it needs to take place at Wembley. Clearly, they have other plans for Ospreay already in place, heading towards that show. And I think you could do Ospreay versus Ricochet really on any of these pay-per-views that they're promoting, and it's going to be just as big of a deal.
What would you look at in terms of the New Japan option for Ricochet? 5 years ago, we would have been looking at even less than that. And not to say even going before AEW, but I think that's so much less of a component. Like maybe it's an add-on to AEW, but I think it also does kind of put into focus like a New Japan, like in terms of just being a player that would want to go out and sign him outright in terms of him being their contractual talent in a major foreign role to come over. I don't doubt that he might have the ability to do New Japan dates, but what role could you see a New Japan playing in his thought process?
I think wrestlers just, especially like at his level, probably just enjoyed having the freedom of being able to occasionally, be featured as a special attraction for a Tokyo Dome show or Dominion or something, or even a G1. It's just something that I think a lot of wrestlers want to be able to do. They probably want to still continue making the most money they can for an AEW while living and being on TV consistently in North America. But to be able to occasionally pop up on a New Japan show, either in Japan or even one of these strong shows, seems like something that is something that a lot of talents are fighting for if they have that sort of clout. I also think New Japan still presents like we saw, maybe yesterday wasn't the best example, but they still present talents in a roster that is like among the the best and matchups that are among the best and an in-ring style that I think for a lot of people is still the best available in professional wrestling.
There's also a big hole in New Japan that it's the idea of going back decades when, if you were an attraction, you'd look at a territory that was down that you could go and truly make a difference, and that's going to improve your stock. And I'm not saying like a Ricochet or a free agent is going to go and turn New Japan's fortunes around, but there is kind of like, let's throw out a name like a Dijak, okay? Mm-hmm. And he's taking independent bookings now. And if you're Dijak and you're looking at, I could go to AEW, and the unknown is going to a New Japan or something like that, and is there more opportunity for you there to make a bit of a difference? Like AEW is going to be here, and like how many talents are looking at just wanting to be on national television? The upside is very high for AEW, but also you are going into a roster that there's no guarantees if you're a Dijak of what you're going to get in AEW. Whereas if the timing had worked out well, like Dijak would have been a great foreigner to be thrown into the G1 and could have just had a great run in the G1, and he'd have this buzz coming off of the summer, and then it kind of gives him like this. It kind of sheds that whole WWE label that he's going to have to shake it first.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't exactly know how popular a Dijak is to like a Japanese audience. For instance, the way a Takeshita might be, or even John Moxley might have been at that time.
But he'd be like a Lance Archer that goes in there, and no, he's not coming in with a whole lot of buzz behind him, maybe, but is someone that I think could get over really effectively.
Perhaps, yeah. But they already have access to a Lance Archer. Do you need another Lance Archer?
Well, not this year. They don't have Lance Archer.
I guess not. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I do think for most talents that are leaving the WWE, they're going to want to at least match the money that they were hoping to make in the WWE. And I don't know how many places would have that as an option other than AEW. And maybe if you're a top star, something you can work out with a New Japan. Maybe Impact. I mean, I don't exactly know what type of money they're throwing around, but I think they're also looking for a platform as close to what they were going to get in the WWE as possible. And the clear option for a lot of people for their preference would only be AEW, I think.